the system.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next edition of the Losers Lounge podcast. I am Christian freaking Maracle. I'm back here again, and I'm here with my Losers Lounge. First off, Kelsey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Huh. All right. Ryan, how about you, man?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
I don't think we can hear them. But and ladies and gentlemen, he was absent last week, but he's here. He's back tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, WILLIE at Heel Balor.
The Heelist of Balor has returned to the Losers Lounge podcast. How are we all doing today, ladies and gentlemen? It's good to be back.
Well, we've had quite a weekend, but before we get to the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, this news was broken that apparently, for some insane reason, WWE has come to terms on the release of Big Cass.
This is legit shocking.
Yeah, it's shocking. I didn't expect that.
Okay, here's the thing. He had a match with Daniel Bryan Money in the Bank, which we'll review later on, but after that, 2 days later, they announced that he's released from the company.
Yep.
For absolutely, they didn't even wish him well in his future endeavors.
That's serious, then. If they don't wish you well in your future endeavors, that means you probably.
I wonder if he did something. Can't makes me wonder if he did something, but I don't know. That's just shocking.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing this past weekend of events, starting off with NXT TakeOver Chicago.
It was good.
Before moving on to Money in the Bank.
It was trash.
It was decent.
It was, yeah.
I'd probably say it was decent, I guess. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what we got here. We're gonna start things off. By reviewing each match, and we're gonna talk about how they were. Oh my god, I can rarely talk that much. Let's start off with the first one. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll kick things off. NXT Chicago began with the NXT Tag Team titles as the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, took on Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
I'm not gonna say I'm upset now.
That was a good match.
Yeah. Anyways, that was a very good match. I was very entertained.
Let's
yeah,
see.
it was. It was good. I liked it.
Here's the thing. At the time, I honestly, since I rarely watched NXT, I had no idea who Oney Lorcan or Danny Burch was. And when I saw them, I was like, oh, wow. These guys are really good.
Yeah, they definitely won the crowd over.
Oh, yeah.
They did, and it was a very stiff match.
Oh, yeah. They did very good. It was like the match was like 15, 16, 17, probably nearly 20 minutes long, and it was a great tag team match. The end result was the Undisputed Era retained the titles, but here's the interesting thing. The person that was accompanying to them, Adam Cole, baby. God, I was so close that time. So close. Adam Cole did not defend his NXT North American Championship at the show. And
he could have been on the pre-show. Just kidding. They don't really have matches on the pre-show on NXT.
No, because NXT's smart.
Yeah.
Unlike the old man.
Yeah, well, NXT Philadelphia, they had some dark matches.
That's cool.
Yeah, those don't count though.
Yeah.
Okay, good point. But I will say, like, what would you start off with you, Kels? What was your favorite moment of the tag team title match?
Well, there was some, I don't really have a favorite moment, but, there was, this part where I thought, Oney and Danny were going to win, because they were, so close. They had so many near falls. I was me and Willie were, freaking out. We're oh, my God, they're about to win. But, yeah, I don't really have, a favorite moment from that match, but, overall it was good, so.
I can understand.
That's all I can say.
I do.
Oh, Willie, what's your favorite moment?
There was a moment in the match, I think it was either Danny or Oney Lorcan. They were on the top rope. They're about to do some weird move, and freaking my boy Kyle O'Reilly went over and literally shoved one of them off the apron, and they landed off the rope, and they landed hard back first on the apron. That was brutal. A brutal spot right there.
Yeah, whenever you land on an apron, here's from So, as people may know, if you don't know, I'm a former independent wrestler myself, and I have taken bumps on the apron. Well, sorry, meeting guys as well on the podcast. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, what I will say is, like, taking bumps in the ring is one thing, but taking bumps on the apron, that's a whole different ballgame.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Ryan, what was your favorite moment of the tag team title match?
Okay, so for those of you that, let me just say this before I get into the match. I didn't actually see this live. I was actually at a Ring of Honor show, but once I got back to the hotel, I watched NXT TakeOver Chicago, and this was the first match I watched, and it was really good. I didn't really think that it was going to be that good of a match because, you know, I didn't really know who the other team was because I didn't really watch them that much, but it was a really good match, honestly, and there was a couple of times, I forget who of the team, but you know, they really had some good strikes and everything throughout the match. And there's a couple times I thought they were going to win it, but overall it was a really good match. So it's definitely, I think, tag team matches in NXT never disappoint.
That's very true.
Very true.
But in the end, Undisputed Era retains their titles. Let's move on to the next match. This was a really good one. Ricochet versus the Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
Match
that's
of
good.
the night. What did I say about predictions video, ladies and gentlemen? Match of the night.
That was
It was.
not.
Man, that was good. High flying action at its finest.
I'm kidding. It was actually very decent. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was actually very decent.
Or should I actually
expected
say-
high flying and stuff.
Should I actually
Yeah, but-
say this was actually Ricochet versus Black Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I
A mixture of Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage.
Yeah,
Pretty
like,
much.
he came out and I tweeted. I was like, "Oh, he looks like he has gear like Hulk Hogan." Someone was like, "Oh, you don't say." I was like, "Excuse you. First of all, I didn't know that's what he was going for. So you can shut up."
And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you noticed, he was wearing Prince Puma tights. I don't know if anyone caught that.
His
I did.
gear was so cool. He always has like amazing gear.
Patrick Clark is a man-made star right there.
Who the hell's
I'm telling
Patrick
you
Clark?
right now.
Who the hell's Patrick Clark?
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know Patrick
Wow.
Clark. I just know Velveteen Dream.
Wow.
Oh, Velveteen.
I'm just messing around. Yeah, what I will say is, like, the match was like over 20 minutes long. It was great in like every single bit of it, and the end result was Ricochet got the victory over Velveteen, and it was. I think I would have been fine if it went either way.
Yeah, me too. I was going for whoever because I really like both of them. They're both so talented. They have so much, have so much potential.
Like,
Definitely.
here's the other interesting thing. Like, Mama Maracle, she doesn't really watch NXT that much, but when she watched the TakeOver show, she said that, like, well, whenever she watches the matches, I don't root for anyone. I just root for a good match, and I did it, and I just made a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That's true. When you watch NXT, we mainly watch for the good matches, not really for much of anything else.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyways, the end result, Ricochet performed a 630-degree senton. I believe that's what it's called.
Just a 630. Just
Yeah.
It's called the 630 degree. It's called the 630.
My favorite part of that match was when Ricochet did the Purple Rainmaker on Velveteen. I was like, oh my god, what if he beats him with his own finisher? I was like, woo, that was really good. Though.
It's very rare for that to happen in a match, though, but it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't often
Yeah.
happen. I mean, it's victory due to
Yeah,
using your opponent's finishers. It's happened before, but it's just not a common thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Willie, what was your favorite moment of the match?
Oh man, there's too many to count. Probably the Purple Rainmaker. Ricochet was set up overly in the corner, and yeah, Velveteen Dream climbed up to the other side. And he was like halfway across the ring. Ricochet was lying down. You know, yeah, Velveteen Dream hitting Purple Rainmaker. Man, that was amazing. I'm telling you, that guy is a man-made star.
That is true. Ryan, what was your favorite moment?
Obviously the 630 and the Purple Rainmaker, and also, of course, there was one, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like some kind of dive on the outside. I can't remember what exactly it was called, but I think it was Ricochet that did it. But it was a really good move. I like that. So there was a lot of good spots on there, a lot of high-flying action. So that's what I love. That's what I like about these two.
Yeah, well...
That's why they call him the King of Flight.
Yeah, that went very well. Ricochet hopefully has a really good future here in the WWE and NXT. Let's see what he does as like the rest of this year progresses. But in between matches, this is very interesting. We had a surprise guest in the crowd in the form of Kairi Sane. And also,
Yep.
Keith Richards. Bruce Lee. Keith. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me say. Is it Bruce Lee? Keith Richards? Or no. It's Keith Lee. That's
Keith
what
Lee.
it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, you casual.
Okay, if I'm being perfectly honest,
baby.
there are times I
happy.
follow. There are times I follow like the other companies and stuff.
I'm kidding.
I never heard. I honestly, I'm not kidding. Never heard of a Keith Lee. Who is this guy anyway?
Connor would be very happy.
If Connor was here, I'm pretty sure he would actually be able to let me know who this guy is. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to also, once again, for the third time in a row, apologize for any potential background noises.
I thought I was being called ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, moving on with the podcast.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next match. The NXT Women's Title match as Shayna Baszler took on Nikki Cross, and holy shit.
I'm sorry.
Dude.
The holy
was
shit part
crazy.
was mainly because of how Nikki Cross was taking
The
things.
ending was crazy.
The ending had me laughing hard.
Everything that Nikki did in that match was my favorite. Like, she was...
Seeing Nikki laugh made me laugh. She's just so funny.
I don't even think this would be qualifying as an insult. She's a psycho bitch.
She's more crazier than Dean Ambrose.
Don't steal that from me, boy. That's my line.
No, it's not.
There should be a mixed tag team on the next mixed match
tweeted that
challenge.
out
If there's
loud.
ever another mixed match challenge,
I remember seeing it.
Oh!
if there's ever another
Then go
mixed match
back and
challenge, Dean Ambrose and Nikki Cross. That'd be crazy.
That
Anyway.
would be-
Imagine them as a couple. My God.
Get it crazy.
You'd fit right in, Kelsey.
Oh.
Oh.
Dang.
Wow.
Dang, that's harsh.
Shot
You're right, though.
I'm sorry, I
You're
love
right,
you.
though. Mhm.
Anyway,
I love you, too.
yeah, let's see. So yeah, the match was okay. I'll say it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but it was decent. In my opinion, it was okay. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't bad, then
it was
we're
okay.
good.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, the ending just had me cracking up. It was just so funny.
Oh yeah. But what I will say is
Passing
like,
out.
When Nikki was like laughing, I thought she was gonna like break out of it or something, and then nope, she just passed out.
but she never
She
stops
belongs in
smiling.
insane asylum. Her character does. It's just so insane.
Yeah, it's like she escaped from that. Oh my god. But yeah, Shayna Baszler is still the NXT Women's Champion. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and just say it. All the titles are retained at NXT.
Well, yeah.
I kind of feel
Yeah,
like
'cause they're gonna-
I kind of feel
we're
like
not-
Bianca Belair will be the one to take it off of her, but
what Kyrie's saying.
I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about this Bianca
like Bianca.
Belair.
She's good.
Yeah.
Dude.
She's got a bright future. She's got a real bright future.
Well, as long as we have a balance in the women's division on NXT, I'm all right with this.
Yeah,
for real.
they control the women, unlike the main roster. We'll get to the main roster later, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, also, ladies and gentlemen, once again, yeah, there's additional voices in the background. We apologize for that.
Yeah, really do, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still
I
with us, we
can't
can
help
continue on.
it.
Oh, that's from your side, Kels?
That was not my side, Christian.
Oh, I thought that was from your
That's
side.
from Kelsey's side. No, everyone
What?
in my house is pretty much just
Well, I'm
chilling.
more okay. Now I'm just more confused. Let's just move on and continue on, ladies and
Anyways,
gentlemen. The
moving
next
on.
match, the NXT title match, as Alistair Black took on Lars Sullivan.
Fun fest galore, ladies and gentlemen. My God.
Okay, first of all, listen.
Go ahead, Kelsey. Go ahead.
I know there was botches in that match, but I'm just glad
Yeah.
Alistair retained. That's all I
He-
care about.
He has it there for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I was
Dude,
on Skype
no,
with Kelsey.
Lars-
My God.
Lars was so freaking. Oh my god! I thought he was gonna win. I almost had to like jump off a cliff. Like I was not.
I kind of wanted to win just to see Kelsey's reaction. It was funny. The entire match, I was on Skype with her, and the entire time she was like freaking out. I'm like,
Brian
Yeah, we're gonna have
Alvarez tweeted, "Big cast release, more to come." All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways.
9 hours. Anyways, moving on.
So yeah, that match was pretty good.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I think all the matches were pretty good.
good.
When it comes to NXT TakeOver shows, all the matches are good.
Because Triple H knows what he's doing. Unlike the old man.
Well, we'll get on that when we get to Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's like we're talking about Hunter's show, and then we're talking about Vince's show. And for some reason,
Hunter knows how to book.
That's true. So can I call him Sully?
Sure.
That sounds funny. It's like
no.
Call him Snitsky.
Tell me. No, Kelsey, the joke you told me when we were Skyping about him being called Shrek.
Someone said
yeah, he was called
Shrek.
Shrek.
Looks like Shrek.
Yeah, it's like he's been referred to as Shrek. He's been referred to as Snitsky, and I believe Ryan in the last podcast accidentally called him James Sullivan, referring to the Pixar character.
I used to think that was actually. He kind of does look like Snitsky though.
Yeah, he's like a version 2 of Snitsky.
Except he's a lot more out of shape. He's a lot more out of shape though.
Don't you ever disrespect Braun Strowman like that.
I said Lars Sullivan is the one that's out of shape.
Yeah, good one.
Really?
Well, it took 2 black masses for Alistair to defeat Lars. One was with the Force, the other one actually connected.
Yes, one was botched, the other wasn't. Anyways,
it's just further proof that the
botches. Okay, it's wrestling.
It's just further proof that the Force does exist.
Yeah.
We're not gonna pick on Alistair. He doesn't usually botch.
Yeah, let's move on to the main event here. The main event
with a big guy.
Main event here: Chicago Street Fight, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
10 stars.
We're already on the main event. Oh wait, there was only 5 matches.
Yeah.
Because only 5 matches. We're less than 20 minutes into the podcast here.
This match, my gosh! I mean, I have seen brutal matches before.
There were some spots. Oh, that's
the spots these guys took.
When Tommaso put Johnny's head in the steel chair and hit it on the steel steps. Oh man, I cringed so hard.
Man, when Johnny picked up Tommaso, that was pretty cool. When Johnny picked up Tommaso, and then he just went through the table.
Yes,
he jumped through the table. Golly,
this entire match was brutal.
That's brutal, yeah.
When he
got wood in his freaking bicep.
I love how Johnny did what Tommaso did and just sat up there while he was through the table and he was just looking at him. That was great.
But then he noticed the ring was gone and he just went insane.
Tommaso spinning on Johnny's ring like that, that's like
that's the ultimate heel move right
there.
For real.
Seriously.
And throwing it.
You know I can guarantee though? I can guarantee, of course, that wasn't legit Johnny's real ring.
Oh yeah,
because I guarantee in real life, it would probably kill Tommaso to do that.
Yeah, he would probably destroy him, and he'd go off.
And that'd be messed up if he couldn't find it too. So
that's why they had to use a fake ring for this, but it's okay, it's understandable. Either way, it worked very well. What I liked here was the sense of irony when Tommaso threw Johnny right into the stage, just like at last year's Chicago.
Did the exact same spots from last year.
But he didn't put him through the table like last year, but...
No, that spot was just, my gosh.
Man.
But yet, despite...
Let's talk about the exposed wood in the ring. My gosh.
Yeah, I believe...
exposed the wood,
Even while handcuffed, Tommaso beat Johnny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I know people are saying, I'm going to go ahead and say, ladies and gentlemen, I know Tommaso Ciampa tapped out not once but twice, but the problem with that is there's no referee. If there's no referee, it doesn't count, and it never happened.
That's right.
Exactly. The ref was not there, so it didn't count.
Yeah.
But the ref was there when Tommaso beat him, so it counted. The ref was not there whenever when he was making Tommaso tap.
Yep, Tommaso did not cheat to win. It was fair.
Nope, he won clean. So
a DDT right on the wood. Wow.
Yep. Brutal. There was some blood. There was some violence. There was just mayhem in this match.
Tommaso's arm was messed up from that freaking table. Oh my god.
He had wood chips in his arm.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's wood in his arm." I didn't know what that was at first. I was like,
You know
"Really?
what
Oh
sold
my
it
god,
for
there's
me?
wood in his arm."
And I told her, like, wait, what? And she's like, look at the screen. I'm like, holy shit.
Here's the thing.
And then, God,
when
insane.
I used to wrestle, what I will say is I've been put through tables only twice in my life. The first time it went very well. The second time, I believe I did get wood chips in the arm, but because of the fact that there was exposed pieces of wood just hanging out. It was those type of tables.
Ouch, that had hurt.
So yeah, it hurt my arm and everything. I was supposed to go through a table on the third one, but okay, never mind. I'm not going to talk about what happened. Let's move.
It's best not to say.
Yeah, let's move on. We're not talking about me. We're talking about this. And what I will say, Tommaso and Johnny, they're one apiece. So what do you bet we're gonna have a rubber match at NXT Brooklyn 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that hopefully will be their last match.
And I want,
One of them's
if I'm
moved
being
up.
honest, yeah, I want Tommaso to be the one to do it. Because
Johnny,
This is a good
Johnny's probably
feud,
winning.
but it needs to end at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. That's all.
It does, and it needs to be an event.
This is feud of the year.
Now the question is, how are they gonna top this?
they probably
I think
won't.
Stages to hell.
They probably won't. It's like, this is like a trilogy and everything, like a Star Wars trilogy. Like, 2 do great, but there's always a third.
Yeah. And did anybody notice Captain Gargano? Captain America gear with Gargano.
And Tommaso
Thanos.
Ciampa is ironically Thanos. And in this ended almost the exact same way. Thanos defeated Captain America.
And in the end, Captain America's gonna get his revenge.
Yep.
Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. That was...
Wait, before we move on to Money in the Bank,
Oh,
let me
okay.
just say, at the very end of TakeOver, when Tommaso Ciampa was on the stage, the crowd started chanting, F you, Ciampa. Perfect
That was the
heel.
best part of it, man.
Yep.
That was the best part, though.
It just goes to show you that Tommaso is probably the best heel out of any roster on WWE.
That's true. Like, this was a perfect choice for him, especially since, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, he's a massive, favorite from the crowd's perspective. So, we can also see that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that was our review on NXT TakeOver Chicago 2. I almost forgot about it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on from Hunter's show to Vince's show, Money in the Bank. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I will talk about for Money in the Bank is, yes, it was this is the start of full-time 4-hour pay-per-views.
No. It was brutal. It was tiring, but we made it through.
I didn't really watch it that much because I wasn't home, but I know who won all the matches, so yeah.
So there were some matches on this card that honestly didn't really need to be on the pay-per-view.
Lashley, Zayn.
That's actually, as a matter of fact, one of them is our first match: Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
In peace, Big Cass.
Yeah,
Ironic.
That match honestly did not need to be on the pay-per-view.
It didn't.
Because
Could have been on the pre-show.
Actually, didn't even have to be on the pre-show. You don't
ever say that again. My God.
What I will say is, just because there's rivalries going on doesn't mean every single rivalry has to be on a pay-per-view.
That is true.
Hell, we had so many matches on the card and no Brock Lesnar, no Universal Champion.
Are you surprised?
Nope, not at all.
The part-time bitch is gonna stay home.
As usual, being a part-time bitch.
Braun, please help us.
Yeah.
Oh, he will.
Braun, please cash in your Money in the Bank, please.
Go to his house, dude. Go to his house and cash in Triple H style. Kick down his door.
That'll work.
Scare his wife, scare his kids.
That'd be so funny.
No. He kicks down the door and says that.
Okay, speaking of I'm not finished with you, did you guys notice that's Bailey's catchphrase to Sasha Banks now?
Yep.
That is true.
I don't get that. That's just horrible.
Right, that is a big ant. Jeez.
Anyway.
That is a big boy. Okay, moving. Oh my God. Hang on.
Anyway. Oh my God. Willie just committed Willie just committed ant murder on a podcast.
It was as big as my finger. God. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, not kidding, guys. Willie just committed ant murder on a podcast. Arrest him.
Wow. So if anyone wants to call the ant police, go right ahead.
Ant-Man's gonna have to have a talk with you.
Oh,
Ant-Man and the Wasp. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Ant-Man and the Wasp in theaters July 6th.
Can't wait.
Anyway, moving on. Daniel Bryan.
Folks, all right?
Yeah, Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass is a match I believe should not have been on this show whatsoever because it was not needed.
And it sucked.
It was hell. Want some? This match was 15 minutes long.
It didn't need to be that long.
And once again, Cass loses by submission, and now he lost his contract by submission.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
He tapped out. He tapped out for 2 consecutive pay-per-views, and then he tapped out of the WWE.
And he's gonna end up in Impact Wrestling soon. Keep an eye on him. I wouldn't be surprised.
Is he gonna be
Ring of Honor?
Surprised.
Or Ring of Honor?
Brian, I swear to God, don't ever say that again.
Is he gonna be
Ring of
calling
Honor.
Cassidy or something? Is he gonna be calling
Wait,
Cassidy in TNA or something?
Colin
WWE owns
Cassidy.
the right.
Probably.
I think WWE only owns the rights to that.
Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, did any of you guys really care about Daniel versus Cass?
No.
Daniel Bryan match, I did not care about. Wow.
Yeah.
I
It's
did
not
not care
predictable.
whatsoever.
I will say, like, it wasn't, like, probably the worst match, but, like, it was... Yeah, I just didn't
That
like
was a
care for
different
it.
match.
It was pretty bad, yeah. Let's move on to the next one. This is the second match that also should not have been on the card. Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that match, but I know who won. Yeah.
I don't
It
blame
was
you for not watching it.
You know, it was stupid.
Yeah, like so. Basically, the way I see it, the first 2 matches on the card were matches where you're gonna be like, "Oh, don't worry, you're not missing anything important here."
Yeah. Thankfully, when I got home to watch Money in the Bank, like, those 2 matches were already done with, so thank God for that.
And so, hell, I believe I ordered pizza for my family that day, and I was worried that I was like, "Oh my God, the pizza's not gonna be ready by the time the event starts." But then when these 2 matches came on, oh, never mind, I can take my time.
Yeah, because that was a baseball game, and, like, we literally had Money in the Bank on, and I was really thinking they were going to start off with, like, one of the ladder matches, but at first I get the notification saying that Big Cass and Daniel Bryan start. I'm like, okay, I'm not really missing anything.
Yeah, it's understandable. So, anyway, Bobby Lashley beats Sami Zayn. Wow, who cares, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's predictable anyway.
It's like Bobby Lashley was in like a situation with Sami Zayn. At least from last night on Raw, he's actually finally getting into a better picture here.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking time.
Yeah, because I like how he came out and, you know, he said, he's like, let somebody else face Brock Lesnar.
Moving forward to technically the first good match of the night, the Intercontinental title match between Seth Rollins and Elias.
Oh man, it was so good.
Like Seth Rollins and Elias, after Elias did a really wonderful concert as usual.
Yep.
Congratulations.
And what I like is Seth Rollins brought back his 2014, 2015 attire.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was like the attire he wore when he was with the Authority.
Yeah.
And while we weren't really huge fans of the Authority, obviously, but still, we were fans of Seth.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, the Intercontinental title match between Seth and Elias, the end result was Seth cheated to win, obviously.
Yeah.
And that came to bite him in the ass the next night, right? Against Dolph Ziggler.
That's right. I didn't even watch last night's Raw. I mean, I got the notification of freaking Seth lost the title. I'm like, wait, what the heck?
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, your new Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler.
Woo!
Who cares?
It should have been Drew. It should have been Drew.
I am Drew.
I didn't expect Ziggler to win that at all.
Same. That's why it was a shock. Like,
ladies and
it was
gentlemen,
going to be a good match, but I didn't expect him to win it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Our next match was the first Money in the Bank ladder match, and here are the participants. Sasha Banks, Natalya, Naomi, Lana, Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and the winner, Alexa Bliss.
she didn't deserve it whatsoever. I'll save my anger for a few minutes. I'm gonna let y'all talk. Then I'm gonna go
Yeah, you're gonna want to
shit.
save your anger for a little later, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when we get to the Raw Women's Title match, Willie's gonna go on a rant. So get your popcorn.
Oh my anger isn't with that. It's also with Money in the Bank match.
Okay.
And with the winner.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to get your popcorn ready for this. But let's start off.
All right,
let's start off
who's
here.
talk first?
Yeah, Ryan, how about you tell me what you think about the Money in the Bank ladder match and who won?
Oh man.
Go off,
So
Ryan.
the ladder match itself, the women's ladder match itself, was really good. There was a lot of amazing spots. I mean, really, I think this was better than the men's match. I mean, no, not saying that the men's match was bad or anything, but the women's match was pretty good. But however, though, the winner, I don't really think Alexa Bliss needed it because she had that year-long reign with the title. So I don't understand why she didn't even need the thing anyway. Like, there was a lot more other women that were deserving. I think Becky really should have won, or Ember, or someone else should have won.
Hell,
But,
maybe even Lana.
I mean, yeah. I actually would have been okay with that. But, I kind of had a feeling like Alexa Bliss or Natalya probably would have won the thing. But, I guess it just is what it is. But, yeah, I was kind of disappointed Becky didn't win it. I was rooting for Becky or Ember to win it, but I guess it is what it is, So congrats to Alexa.
Understandable. Kels, what'd you think about the match and the winner?
The match itself was pretty good. There were some good spots. I thought it was pretty good, but the winner.
Go off, Kels. Go off.
The freaking winner. First of
Go
all.
off, Kels. There we go.
What? First of all, why did she need to win? She's a 5-time women's champion.
Well, she now is a 5-time.
I don't care. Anyways, I don't understand why she had to win. Like, she didn't need the win. Her and Charlotte were the ones that didn't need to win. But they let Alexa win. I don't, WWE has something for blonde or something, because I wanted Becky to win. Becky should have won. Becky was so she had her hand on it. She had her hand on it. She had it,
and then she turned around, and there was.
She should have just not looked. She should have just not looked back. She should have just grabbed it.
Waiting in the shadows, man.
Alexa, where are you at?
All right. As for me, before we get to Willie, since he's gonna go off, I'm gonna start mine as well. I will say, the Money in the Bank ladder match with the women, I thought was like a really good taste. Like, there was it was unpredictable. I was at least glad for that fact that it was unpredictable.
Here's right.
I'll admit, like, I went psycho and crazy because I absolutely loved seeing Alexa Bliss win because it was out of nowhere. But I will say, aftermath, like, fast forward like some time later, and then I'm like in my head, hey, yeah, it was great in the heat of the moment, but at the same time, I would agree that maybe someone like Naomi or maybe Becky Lynch or hell, even Ember Moon could get a shot at that. Even though I would still say Ember Moon's a little too early in my opinion. But I will say, like, Alexa Bliss winning the Money in the Bank ladder match was shocking. But what I will say, they mentioned before Becky Lynch had it. Yes, that's true, because you even saw Becky had the clasp unhooked and she was hanging on the handle. All she had to do was move it a few more inches.
She should have moved it.
Moved a few more inches and she got it.
So
Nobody was
close.
stopping her. Hell, Alexa had to go all the way around the ladder and climb it, and she's short as hell.
5 feet of fury, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready. Willie, let it out.
There's one thing to get popcorn ready. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. The match was great, fantastic match. The winner pissed me off. Let me tell you something here. If you guys are listening to this podcast right now, there's favoritism in that company. Political favoritism. As Kelsey said, they probably have something for blondes, and they have this hatred, this undying hatred for the Irish people, besides people like Sheamus or, or different people like that. Finn's an example. Becky Lynch is an example. And you give it to somebody, in my opinion, who is overpushed. You call Roman Reigns overpushed? Jesus Christ, we've seen Alexa Bliss, my God. I mean, seriously, she's not a 5-time women's champion, man. She did not deserve that opportunity. She did not deserve to win the briefcase. Becky Lynch should have won. Hell, I would have taken Lana. Yeah, I said I would have taken Lana. Yeah. I think it would have been interesting, I guess. I mean, she probably would have failed, but at least it would have been something better than freaking Alexa Bliss. But you got to give somebody like that an opportunity who was had way too many opportunities, in my opinion. She doesn't deserve it whatsoever. That's
as a matter of fact,
y'all don't like it, sleep on it.
In some ways I admit, that's a really good point. I would probably think that they are showing a little bit of favoritism to that. What I will also say is you mentioned Roman Reigns as well. What I will say about that is people are saying Roman Reigns is being shoved down their throat, but when was the last time Roman Reigns has been world champ? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Money in the Bank, ironically, 2 years ago.
So if people want to complain about Roman Reigns, being shoved down your throat, man, take a look in the mirror and look at Alexa Bliss. You're a little Miss Bliss. I swear to God. Like, I'm just so pissed off at this. Freaking Becky Lynch should have won. And that's how I see it.
Understandable very much. Let's move on to another match that nobody gives a shit about. Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal.
Actually, it was a decent match. That was actually a decent match, honestly.
Yeah, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that the match sucked. That was mainly because they weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
I was one of those people, but I didn't say it sucked.
The crowd was chanting, this was boring and everything. This is boring
and
stuff like that. But
boring.
it was good. It was good.
They were chanting stuff like CM Punk. Ironically, they're in Chicago.
When he fought last week. Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Brooks is gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
CM Punk is gone from WWE. He's never coming back. Get over it.
I wouldn't say never.
I mean, there's probably a chance he can come back, but, never say never. But, Phil Brooks is doing pretty good in his life. Leave him alone.
Exactly.
All right? Shut your mouths, show some respect, and quit chanting for a guy who apparently doesn't want to be there. All right? He doesn't care. He doesn't want to be in the wrestling
Here's
ring.
the thing. It's like, you want to chant for a guy because you love someone who, for all intents and purposes, doesn't even love you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or here's an even better idea, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to this podcast. Don't chant at all. Don't chant. Just don't chant. You want WWE's attention? Don't chant. What they want is your attention. They want a reaction. That's what Vince wants. He wants a reaction.
Yeah, I remember there's this one guy that keeps cropping up in my head that keeps saying like, oh, he's going to a show that WWE Super Show in Australia.
Beaverhead looking Justin Bieber,
Yeah, like how he said he's going to go to a show in that WWE Super Show in Australia, and he said like Roman, I'm going to do whatever. We're going to do whatever we can. We're going to boo the hell out of you, and that's going to lead to your failure. Does this guy not know that booing is actually leading to his success?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, and didn't he tweet out? Didn't he tweet out like 2 days ago or something like that about after Roman had an interview? He tweeted out something and saying that like, oh, we don't need your push and everything. You suck and everything. Blah blah blah.
That's right.
Something like that.
We don't know who we're talking about.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
What I will say is like we never. Well, I will be interested. Willie was not on this podcast last week, but the shocking thing is we didn't talk about some random guy last week either.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Funny, they're talking about the guy when I'm here.
Huh.
Everyone loves me.
Wait. Talk about what guy? Talk about what guy?
I don't know what guy. He's the irrelevant idiot. Who cares?
So, Brock Lesnar?
Here it is. I found the tweet.
Read it, Ryan. Read it.
No, I was joking. I wasn't.
Degenerate. Oh.
Okay. Oh. So I'm going to read this tweet. Okay. So this was after Roman Reigns' interview. So Roman says, I don't care who you... Okay, hang on. Roman said in this interview, I don't care who you are, what kind of name you're trying to make. You're not going to use me as a stepping stone. This guy quote retweets the Roman Reigns interview from WWE Twitter page. And he says, you're not going to use me as a stepping stone. I already have, and I'm already more successful than you in 2017. What?
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 2017?
I'm more successful. This is 2018. Stupid.
If you're gonna roast somebody, at least get your freaking facts straight.
Get the year right. This ain't 2017. It's 2018.
I know, right? What the fuck? Wait, what's this guy's Twitter name? At unknown?
Peter Griffin looking idiot? God.
I don't know. Who even said that?
In what way have you been successful? What way have you been successful?
No. Let Ryan go off. Go off, Ryan.
Oh,
I
no,
swear,
what makes you so
this
successful,
degenerate,
Roman
this
Reigns?
fool.
The fact that you say you're not going to use me as a stepping stone, you weren't even a stepping stone to begin with, sonny boy.
Willie said.
Here's the, okay. You guys ready to hear something funny? You guys ready to hear?
Guy replies to Christian Miracle. You don't even watch RO wrestling feuds, don't you?
That's Roblox, actually. I remember.
What is that? I never heard that.
What is RO? Wait,
Ryan, say that again.
Wait, Ryan, did he say that
No.
to you?
Well,
No,
listen.
to Christian.
Listen what I said. You want to hear what I said?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I said, forgive me for my mistake. Didn't know playing Roblox, clicking mouses and tapping keys on a keyboard for a long time somehow qualified as in-ring experience.
Oh, burn.
Because Ro Wrestling, it's Roblox. That's what that is. So,
That makes sense now.
funny as hell.
Yeah, so how in the world do you think you're going to beat somebody? You don't have wrestling experience. And how do you think you're going to face them? You're going to jump over the barricade and try to,
What you gonna do, fool?
try to go one-on-one with them? You know what's going to happen? If you try jumping over the barricade, security's going to come after you, and they're going to kick you out of the arena.
Hell, I even told this guy, hey,
Banned.
hell, I even told this guy, you said before you wanted to face them and everything. This is your chance. Live up to your word.
I just realized who y'all were talking about.
I don't know. Actually, wait.
I'm telling you.
Even more funnier.
Wait, hold a minute. Kelsey knows who we're talking about, but we don't know. Wait, I don't know who we're talking about.
Who are we talking about, though? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Peter Griffin-looking pedophile, I swear to God. I mean, you know.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. Like,
I don't know, but this
he's kinda
idiot.
goofy. He's goofy.
Isn't. I swear, his opinions.
I know,
But they're
right?
not opinions, guys. You know.
Let's move on, okay?
Yeah, moving on. I mean.
Yeah, Roman Reigns beat Jinder Mahal. Yeah, there we go.
Bang Lois, I swear to God.
Yeah, Roman Reigns beat Jinder Mahal. There you go. Okay. Anyway, moving on. The next match, the SmackDown Women's Title, Carmella took on Asuka. And what I will say about this match is it was a really good back and forth scenario. Carmella
I fell asleep during it.
Carmella actually held her own.
Don't even get me started on this match. Not the match, but you know what.
Yeah, Carmella.
The aftermath.
Asuka was about to get the victory until we saw a returning James Franco.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Wait, I know that guy.
Yeah, Spidey's the man. James Franco's the man. Anyways, he's talking about this.
Let's talk about who it actually was. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we can confirm the return of James Ellsworth.
Why?
The intergender champion.
Those aren't mine.
I swear, like this guy. I mean, I like Ellsworth, but why are you bringing him back? Well, that's right. Because Carmella has been sucking as champion.
I literally thought that it was just a rumor. I was like, oh yeah.
I mean, technically, he did win the first ever Women's
I'll
Money in
beat
the Bank
that
match.
shameless looking, naked mole rat looking.
Well, here's the thing. He was in GTS Wrestling, right? Wasn't I supposed to face him?
That's right.
If only he stayed there, and when I showed up, I could have faced him.
He looks like Rufus from freaking Kim Possible. Naked mole rat looking.
What the hell's Kim Possible?
When I saw him come back, when he took the mask off, and I saw that chin, I was like, what the heck? Did that chin get less and less? Like, what happened to that?
I saw the arms, and they were man arms. I'm like, oh my God.
Yep, sadly, and when it comes to women's title...
The way he winked at Asuka was hilarious. That was just
Yeah, reminded me of Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio, like... I'm doing it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next match. The next match was the fourth or fifth encounter between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match.
That was a good match. That was
awesome.
a good match.
Yeah, the match was good, but the ending sucked.
What are you talking about? The ending was
weird.
great.
Like, I don't even know what the ending. It was just bizarre. Like, I mean, that kick to the crotch Styles delivered to Nakamura. Like, jeez, like, man, like
It was crazy.
It was insane. The match
Well, that was
insane.
payback for all the times he kicked him in the crotch.
I think AJ should have wore a cup. I'm serious about that.
I really liked when Nakamura tried to go for the first low blow,
Yeah.
When AJ moved out the way and like the reaction of Nakamura,
Yeah, I was laughing
crying
so
and everything.
I'm
And like the times that AJ like got back up and Nakamura looked like he was crying and everything.
Yeah, he's begging him
That's
off.
so funny.
Styles beat the crap out of him with a chair. That spot where they were fighting in the crowd, Nakamura had Styles was going phenomenal forearm, and then Nakamura freaking shoved Styles, and Styles' face almost hit the freaking announce table. It was that close. It was an insane match until the ending. The ending was just, I don't even know. Styles just went insane like he usually does.
Yeah, that was just crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I hate to have to keep apologizing for the fact that there's people talking in the background. I want to tell you guys one last time, we can't control that. So if you guys want to put comments in below about saying, oh, there's too many annoying noises in the background, we can't control that. We apologize.
We cannot help that, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's
especially
it's a podcast for a reason.
There's gonna be noise in the background, whether you like it or not. So go cry to your mom if you don't like it.
Okay, I don't think I really think.
Sorry. That was mean. I'm sorry. Don't
Oh
come at
my
me.
gosh, Chuck.
They're gonna come at me in the comments now.
No, they're not. No.
They're probably gonna come after.
Y'all come out the couch. Y'all gonna have to get
Okay, we're getting off topic. Going back
to AJ Styles and Nakamura. It was good. I mean, the ending was just weird. I mean,
so they've had 4 consecutive pay-per-view title matches.
This was the best one.
AJ is
better be the last day.
Yeah, AJ.
It is because tonight they're deciding number one contender.
Yeah, AJ is 2-0.
Number one contender, and it better be the Miz. Just kidding.
No, Samoa Joe.
The Miz or Samoa Joe.
The Miz is gonna go fight
Samoa Joe or
Daniel
Rusev.
Bryan. Yes, Rusev. Please, Rusev. Just to make me happy.
The next match was the Raw Women's title match between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey.
Here we go. All right, Kristen, I already let my anger and rage out on Alexa Bliss winning the briefcase, but her cashing in, I really didn't have a problem with it. I mean, it was stupid. She still doesn't deserve it.
I saw it coming. I called it. I knew it.
When she cashed in, I literally told Kel,
Alexa's cashing in tonight.
Ryan.
I was like, Alexa's cashing in, and
I told Ryan, and I'm like, literally said to him, yo, she's going to cash in later, just to let you know. And did anybody notice that tonight, Sunday night, Money in the Bank, the winners of the briefcase were won by Raw? I don't get
That's kind of what I have a problem with. I
hate it. Come on, man. You had the Miz win, but I got no problem with the winner.
What I think really should have happened, and we'll get to the Miz later on. But I think it should have been like one Raw and one SmackDown. That's how I think it should have kind of
went. Yeah. You got Vincent Kennedy McMahon booking. No, he's not booking, but he's telling the bookers what to do. And it's just stupid, I swear. Like, come on, man. It's time to step down and let Paul Levesque take over. Please.
Well, we'll say, of course, it's for the first time ever we can say we were impressed with Ronda Rousey in the ring.
I was, for real.
Finally.
Yeah.
She had real competition.
I was impressed with her at WrestleMania too.
She was against a company executive. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
I don't care. She was still good to me.
She got real competition against Nia Jax.
And she
real competition.
My gosh. Like that judo throw she did tonight.
What's that?
I liked it when
was that
she was about to go for the arm. I liked it when she was about to go for the arm bar, and Nia was like, no.
Then she probably slipped her fingers out, and then she made her tap. Well, no, actually, no. Alexa Bliss came out, which and I was like, oh great,
disqualification. Alexa
got her revenge on Nia Jax.
Oh, the little fans out there are so happy, and here they're fans like me, they're cringing.
Excuse me, but I'm one of those little fans who are happy.
All right, Kristen, you're one of those. Yeah.
I at least understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah, you're not one of those, people out there who just criticize, people for having an opinion. But anyways, moving on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bliss is not
anyways.
So Kels, what'd you think about Alexa's victory in the cash-in?
I was like, I knew it was gonna happen. I saw it coming. I wasn't even shocked. I was just like, oh yeah, she's cashing in, and I wasn't even shocked. I was mad because, like I said earlier, someone else deserved that. But it's what it is. What it is.
I mean, they could have had better people win the briefcase, but Becky Lynch. I mean, excuse me.
I'm actually sick.
But, wow. Anyways, it is what it is, as she just said. I mean, I just think it could have been delivered a lot better, and a better person should have won the match and the title. It's come on, man. It's favoritism. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I understand very much.
It's your opinion. I understand that, but I think it's favoritism.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the main event. The main event, the Money in the Bank ladder match. The winner gets a world title. Braun Strowman, who won the match, and he's took on Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Rusev, Samoa Joe, and The Miz.
That's right. You heard Christian Miracle right there. Kofi Kingston, not Big E like we all thought. Kofi Kingston.
Yep, that's right. Because for the longest time we were wondering which member of New Day was going to be. A lot of people thought it was going to be Big E.
I wanted Xavier Woods, to be honest with you. I
like their strategy, though. It made it seem like Big E was going to do it. Then Xavier looked like he was going to do it. Then he just opened his shirt and revealed Kofi's name.
It kind of makes sense to have Kofi in there because, he's very good in ladder matches.
Oh, yeah.
He's
the king of ladder matches.
Those are the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Oops. Just kidding.
Wow.
I'm totally kidding.
Great 24 special.
Yeah, can we agree that 24 special on the Hardy Boys was a lot better than Money in the Bank?
Yes, it was. It was so good.
Dude, that was so emotional.
It was.
But we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
No, we'll talk about that later.
That was very good.
It really was a good special. Anyways, moving on.
Maybe one day we'll have an edition of the podcast where we'll talk about 24 documentaries.
Heck yeah, let's make that thing. Type down in the comments if y'all want to see that.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what that noise was, but okay.
That was me. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Anyways, what I will say is, Willie, what did you think about the Money in the Bank ladder match and Braun's victory?
Oh, Braun, big bad Braun, you made me happy, man.
Big Banta. Wrong person.
Braun winning was pretty cool. There were some good spots in this match, and the highlight to me was the one where they were Braun and KO. My gosh,
Braun literally killed Kevin.
Man, he threw him off the ladder.
We did not see Kevin after that.
He
He was dead.
was dead.
He killed Kevin.
Oh my God, you killed Kevin.
You bastard. Yeah.
We got a South Park reference in here now.
We're all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. I swear, we're so entertaining.
Finn Balor's coup de grace was pretty good.
Okay, I saw that coming, but that was so cool. My boy did the coup de grace,
yeah.
And people say he looked like Spider-Man,
awesome.
which I marked out. I was so happy. My boy did great. Other than that, it was a really entertaining match. Was it better than last year's match? Yes, actually it was.
Yeah.
And the winner was way better than last year's winner.
Yes, and let's hope this year's winner will not fail. Because if he does, then there's going to be a trend.
If Braun freaking fails to just cash in, I'm going to...
Go off. The winner's going to go off.
Yeah, think about this right here. Listen to this right here.
I'm kidding.
You know how last year's Money in the Bank winner is Baron Corbin, and nowadays he's Constable Corbin, or you know what I call him? Discount Corporate Kane.
Because he looks like one. And that's pretty much what his role is. It's insane. It's
basically
stupid.
is Corporate Kane 2.0.
He wrestled in his clothes and not his gear.
I didn't even watch that match last night on Raw. All I heard was that the heels won. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And Balor got the freaking pin of all people. They had Balor pinned. Ugh.
Anyway, Kels, what did you think about the Money in the Bank and Braun's victory?
It was a pretty good match. There were some insane spots, like Braun almost killing Kevin Owens.
Which we think he did, until last night.
You know what I liked? I liked when Braun ran through and broke a ladder in half.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That was a holy shit moment.
In my back pocket, though. Y'all saw my predictions video on my channel. You did hear me say I had Braun in my back pocket. I was winning for the Miz, but I had Braun in my back pocket.
But yeah, and I was so happy when Braun won. He deserved a win. I don't care what anyone says. He deserved that win.
Of course.
Yeah, and screw Eddie English for interrupting Balor's entrance. Screw you. You don't do that. You don't do that. Screw you. That's a little nitpick there, but screw you.
Nitpicking's kind of my job.
Balor's entrance. Anyways, moving on.
So, Ryan, what'd you think about the ladder match and Braun's victory?
I think it was pretty good. I was really rooting for The Miz to win. Yeah, he got a really big reaction. The Miz did in his entrance. But overall, the match itself was pretty good. A lot of good spots. Of course, my favorite was when Kevin Owens got thrown off the top of the ladder. But, I mean, I am happy that Braun Strowman won. Because, I mean, at least we're finally getting closer and closer to having a new Universal Champion and a full-time Universal Champion. So, I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I'm actually happy.
For my case, I don't care. For my case, I don't care who defeats Lesnar. I just want him to drop that title.
Drop it, get the UFC, and stay
And
gone
also-
for about 5 years, I guess.
Also, Alexa was correct. She predicted Braun Strowman to win.
Yeah, true. So the mixed
So-
tag team partners won.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But they didn't win the mixed match challenge. Oh,
Oh, burn.
Team Asuka won, huh?
Team Asuka.
Yeah, that might go. I don't even remember the mixed
Asuka.
match challenge. The only part I remember is me being on TV. That's it. That's all I remember.
Understandable. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was our review on NXT Chicago and Money in the Bank. Wow, this podcast is exactly 1 hour.
Dang. You have anything else to talk about?
Well, I just want to say really quickly, like you mentioned before, like that we could possibly do podcast episodes on different types of things, not just predictions and reviews here. Like you mentioned, 24 documentaries.
Heck yeah.
Like if there's ever a new one coming out and everything. Like actually, if there's a 24 documentary that we'll think about review, an example, the Finn Balor one. Yeah, the Finn Balor one. Example, if one of us had, am I going to be able to talk?
Go ahead.
May I offer you some cough syrup?
Moving on. Moving on.
Anyways, like if there's like a documentary that some of us had not won, all we can do is just watch it, and then we'll be like, okay, we're gonna talk about this. Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
And it's not just that. We'll also maybe talk about like other things relating to upcoming pay-per-views. Maybe
Heck yeah.
we'll talk about old pay-per-views. And hell, there's also something else I've been thinking.
Here's something that people have been asking me. I've been getting messages about this constantly.
Okay.
People have been asking me, so can I be a guest on the Losers Lounge podcast? And I have to say to these people, well, I gotta ask Christian.
Well, as a
What do
right
you think?
well,
Excuse me?
And everyone else, but Christian,
Excuse me?
well, what I will say is I'm not against the idea of having guests. I mean, I'm totally okay with that, but like I'm just saying we're not gonna have like a guest every single time, and we would have to like plan that out.
Yeah.
Way
So
ahead of
y'all
time.
can stop asking me questions, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
If you wanna, it's like
And everyone else.
the good thing is it's okay if you ask us if you wanted to be a guest on the podcast. The one thing you gotta do is just submit your resume.
Of course. And maybe we'll think about it. Maybe.
Maybe.
As long as you're not annoying as hell. I just hate annoying people.
Anyway,
And you can
ladies and gentlemen, that was our review on NXT Chicago Money in the Bank. Both were really good events. It was quite a good weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next month, actually. You won't see us for a couple more weeks.
That's right.
Because,
Extreme Rules.
we'll be talking about,
Extreme Rules,
we'll be
ladies
discussing
and
Extreme Rules, making our predictions on that. Then the following week, we'll be doing the review on that. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this edition of the podcast, and we'll see you guys.
Great question.
Wait, what?
Aren't you going to talk about you not being on one of those podcasts?
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, on the week where the Losers Lounge is going to review Extreme Rules in July, I'm not going to be on the edition of the podcast because I'm going to be spending time with family. So, in the meantime,
yours truly,
Willie,
the heelest of ballers.
Yep, the heelest of ballers, Willie, was going to be taking the reins here with Ryan and Kelsey.
So don't y'all worry, ladies and gentlemen. You enjoyed us the last time at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
That's
Enjoy
true.
us again.
Yep.
Y'all did really
Extreme
good.
Rules. We hope you enjoy it.
Anyways, Willie.
Until then.
Yeah, Willie, how'd you enjoy being on this podcast?
It's good to be back, man. I missed being on last week. What a great way to come back, man. It was awesome. I love doing this.
And Kels, what'd you think about coming back?
I loved it. I always love doing these podcasts with y'all. It's so much fun.
And Ryan, what about you, man?
It was absolutely wonderful. My streak goes to 7-0.
Yeah, Ryan and Kelsey.
Bragging.
Same.
Stop bragging. That wasn't.
Way to go, Kelsey.
7-0.
If I wanted to be there, I would. Blame the weather.
Here's the thing. Willie, don't worry. Don't feel down because you and I are tied at 6-1 each.
That is very true. Very true.
You're probably going to be ahead of me because I'm going to be absent at some point, so I'll be like something in too.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for joining us on this podcast. Hope you guys enjoy this past weekend's of shows, and we'll see you guys on the next edition.